let's talk about some of these functions in mind-numbing detail. Order processing, production scheduling, transportation, materials handling, storage, inventory, and third-party providers. Yay! So the first issue in materials or in logistics management is this idea of order processing. And we had talked earlier when we talked about the value equation, where the value is the benefit received less the cost of obtaining the benefit. And we had talked about how many times consumers are not aware of some of the non-financial costs of obtaining a product. In the business-to-business world, that's less true, taking into account the non-financial costs. So there's a cost associated with placing an order. Like we just said, is you have to have somebody that's paid enough that you trust them to spend your money. Has to talk to somebody else who's paid enough to be trusted to spend somebody else's money. That's an expensive proposition. You want to minimize it. And so getting into manufacturing, the fewer number of orders, the less expensive it is, because you have fewer transactions that you have to pay for. Another issue in order processing is this idea of lead time. A lot of businesses talk about a pipeline supply, and we'll talk about that when we talk about inventory too. But a pipeline supply recognizes that there's a lag between when a product is ordered and when the delivery actually happens, if you're having the product delivered. Was just reading in the newspaper this morning that the Halloween industry has to be very fleet on their feet, because you order the merchandise that you're going to sell at Halloween in January, but there's always some fad that's going to hit just before Halloween, so you need to be responsive enough to be able to, do we have enough? What were the nasty women's and the bad hombre? Those are the hot costumes right now, and who could have anticipated back in January that nasty woman and bad hombre are going to be the costumes that people want. So again, this lead time, recognizing that you want to have it. And when we're talking about lean manufacturing, the pipeline supply recognizes that inventory might be held at many levels of the channel of distribution. And I just want to make sure, if it takes 3 days to get it from the manufacturer to my distributor and another 2 days to get it from my distributor to me, I want to make sure that my distributor has at least a 2-day supply so that they can always supply me when I need it. And the distributor wants to make sure that they have the manufacturer has a 3-day supply so that they can have that. And the idea is that rather than me having 5 days worth of inventory, I'm relying on the channels to store some of that inventory for me. And again, the pipeline is just recognizing how much inventory is in process, and that impacts lead time. Is I may place an order that's going to be delivered in 6 months, but I'm already had an order that I placed 3 months ago that I'm going to get, so that I know that I don't have to wait 6 months for the next order. Have I confused you? Okay, well, let's talk about EOQ. So EOQ is just a mathematical optimization program that takes a look at those three variables: inventory cost, order processing, and lead time, and optimizes for the most cost efficient of the three. Another issue is production scheduling. Again, trade-off between responsiveness and efficiency. On the efficiency side, from a manufacturing perspective, long production runs of the same products allow you to ride the experience curve and achieve economies of scale. From a marketing perspective, having lots of different colors and having lots of different sizes and having lots of choices available for the customer at the point of purchase would support shorter production runs and much more different products. And that's one of the trade-offs, is the efficiency of manufacturing versus providing the assortment that customers need to engage with the brand in a way that you would like for them to engage. One of the trends that is happening, it's been happening since I started in business, so it's been happening since the 70s, but it's just getting faster and faster, is this idea of flexible manufacturing, where we're turning the model of long production runs are the way to achieve economies of scale. We're finding that in some industries, computer-aided manufacturing, or in additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing, allows you to have cost-efficient production runs of very small stuff. For example, when I was way back when in the 80s when I was a sales manager and I needed to get a brochure printed. I had to pay $500 to get a 4-color plate, and then the production run was a $1,000 setup charge, and then a penny a copy for everything over. So my first brochure cost me $1,000, and in order to be efficient, I had to order thousands of brochures to get the cost down to a few cents per brochure, where I could give them away. Today, we have high-speed computerized presses that are located in places where the humidity is stable. And I design my brochure on my computer. I hit a button, it goes to a high-speed press, it just automatically goes into the queue. The computer does the separations, the computer sets the press, and they're having the press run at full speed all of the time, and my small job just goes through with lots of other small jobs, and I can get high-quality printing done in small quantities much more cost effectively than I could have before. So this is the idea of flexible manufacturing. As we get more and more computer integrated, the need for long production runs becomes less and less, although in most industries that's still a big issue.